welcome back to my YouTube channel. If you're new here, I'm Trina. I know we got a lot of new people recently, so this is your first time actually seeing my face. Hi, I'm Trina, and welcome to my YouTube channel. So usually I do a lot of vlog content, and I'm trying to switch it up a little bit, so we're gonna do like a little get ready with me, kind of like around Facetime type of vibe. So I have a list of questions on my phone here, and I thought that I would kind of just answer them as we basically get ready for the day, because I am launching my jewelry brand soon. If you didn't know, I have a waterproof jewelry brand called Splash and Sparkle Jewelry. We're launching soon, and so I'm gonna be taking some pictures today, doing some promo stuff for that. So I need to, look good, be presentable. My skin has been breaking out quite a bit, which is like kind of annoying. We're gonna start with the first question that says, do you plan to date anytime soon? If you didn't know, I've only been in one serious relationship. Recently ended that relationship, and honestly, I don't think so. If you hear squealing, that's my guinea pig Finn. He's really cute, but sometimes a little annoying. But honestly, probably no, because as much as I enjoyed being in a relationship, I mean, there's definitely like pros and cons to every relationship, obviously. I spent my whole summer pretty much by myself because in the beginning I was doing long distance, and then after we ended things, then obviously I was single. And I have enjoyed it so much. I genuinely feel as though I actually kind of like found myself more, found like what I like to do outside of another person, if that makes sense. And I'm so happy putting all of my energy into myself and everything that I like to do, that I don't know if like right now I could go back to giving that energy to someone else, because being in a relationship takes so much of your energy that you're giving to another person. Honestly, right now I just like giving my energy to myself, because I feel like I'm doing so much stuff. Like I said, launching my jewelry brand, I've been doing an internship, I got a job as a gymnastics coach, I have like 3 other jobs, I write for magazines, I do content, I do esports, I do dance. Like there's so much, that I'm like, I genuinely don't think that right now is the right time for me, because I feel like I don't have, it's not that I don't have the time, I have the time, it's that I don't want to give the time, if that makes sense. Like I would rather give my time to myself and the things that I do. So long story short, no, I don't think that I would date anytime soon, because I feel like it's just not in the cards for me right now. Is growing up as scary as people make it seem? Honestly, I would say no. Like I feel like when I was younger, I was always so scared of getting older. I was scared of turning 18. I was like, oh my gosh, like there's all this stuff you have to do. Being an adult is so scary. And honestly, I feel like it's not. Like, don't get me wrong, there's some stuff that's like, okay, this is kind of hard, this is kind of scary, uncomfortable, whatever. But overall, I feel like it's not what people make it to be. Like, I kind of grew up more having the mindset of like, oh, you have so much to do, like, pay your taxes, or pay your bills, or, like get your license, get a real job. And honestly, I feel like all that stuff, I've kind of been doing it since I was younger. Like, I've been working since I was like quite literally like 10 in one way or another. My parents were very good about teaching us like how to spend your money and like what you should spend it on. So honestly, I don't know if that's because like how I was raised, but I feel like it's not that scary. It's definitely a learning curve, 100%. But also like you're so not alone. You know what I mean? Like you have so many people out there who are also trying to figure out everything that you're trying to figure out. It's not that scary. You just gotta remember to breathe sometimes, because I forget that a lot, and it's kind of important to just like be like, okay, everything's fine. I'm fine. I just gotta breathe, Is it bad if your boyfriend follows other girls? I'm not gonna lie, this is a tricky one because of some past experiences. Honestly, I would say it depends on the situation, and that's probably like an annoying answer to hear, but it depends, I guess, kind of how he is with the girls. In my past experience, he wasn't just following like girls that were like friends or something. It was something entirely different than that, and I feel like that's not okay. But like before you, a guy should have friends, you know what I mean? And if he has friends that are girls and you actually trust him, I feel like that should be fine. Because like I feel like I can never care about that, because I have a ton of guy friends. Majority of my friends have been guys since I've been to school, and so I'm like, I feel like I can't really be like that because that would be hypocritical. So I think it depends on the situation. Also depends like how you are. Like if you're in the same boat as me and you have a lot of guy friends, I feel like it's not fair to say that he can't have friends that are girls. It just depends what he does with it, I guess, like if he sets those clear boundaries and like doesn't actually try anything with the girls or give any like mixed signals type of thing, and it's just like actually friends with them, or even if he just follows them and like doesn't hang out with them, I feel like that's definitely fine. Like I said, depends on the circumstances though. Do you regret anything? Honestly, I would say no, because I've always tried to live my life with like no regret. Don't get me wrong, I'm not perfect. Like I've done some things that are definitely mistakes and everything, but I feel like what's the point in saying like, oh, I regret that. You know what I mean? Because you can't change it. You can't change the past. So I feel like the only thing you can do is just be like, okay, how can I learn from this and move on, you know? So I try to do that over regretting anything, because I know people who literally just live their life full of regrets, and there's no fun in that for anybody. Like, genuinely, it's just like, it makes you miserable because you're like, oh, okay, my life is just full of regrets and there's nothing I can do about it. So I don't like to be like that, because I feel like it just takes too much energy to have so many regrets about things that you've messed up on, or maybe people you've hurt. As long as you're trying to learn from those mistakes and grow as a person, I feel like that's good enough, you know? Is it hard to make friends in college? Honestly, I'm not gonna lie about it. I feel like, yeah. I feel like I definitely struggled a lot my freshman year of making friends, but that's also because I didn't attend like the orientation. So if that's you, definitely attend the orientation. It'll make your life so much easier. I feel like that's where people really start to make friends and like find their basis of friends. You may not be friends with everyone that you were friends with in your freshman year, like as you get further into college. Like, I'm definitely not friends with some people that I was friends with my freshman year. For context, I'm going into my junior year. But I do feel like it's good to put yourself out there, and if you do that, you should have a better chance at making friends, because I feel like I didn't really do that. I was so nervous because I kind of used to have like social anxiety a little bit. Like, I would get nervous around new people or introducing myself to people, so I kind of had a hard time with that. But I feel like if you put yourself out there and you actually attend all of like the orientation, welcome week activities and stuff, which I know might be like boring, maybe you don't always want to be there, but I feel like it's a really good opportunity to make friends, or even just like meet new people, like socialize. Like, college is such a cool place because there's people from all around the world. Like, I've met people from Colombia, Ecuador, all these places that like I would not have the chance to meet people from there right now otherwise. So like, take the opportunity, you know, like ask people about themselves, like about their life. I feel like you'd definitely be surprised what you can learn about someone, or even just learn from someone. Okay, that was like way too much concealer that I put over here, but yeah, no, I feel like it can definitely be tricky. But like I said, the most important thing is just putting yourself out there and giving yourself the chance to make new friends. Like, you're not gonna make friends by hiding in your room. And that's something that like took me a long time to learn, because I used to sit in my room and dwell on the fact that everyone else had friends and I didn't, instead of going out and trying to make friends, if that makes sense. So don't be like that, because that's not gonna get you anywhere, and you're not gonna make any friends by staying in your room, because it just doesn't work like that. You don't have to stay within your sports team. I feel like a lot of people tend to do that. If you're in a sport or like in like theater or something, people think that they have to only be friends with those people. You don't. You can go be friends with anybody that you want. Just try your best, and you will end up with your people you're supposed to. How to be confident after a breakup. Honestly, I feel like this is so different for everybody. Like, this is such a different experience. For me, I would say it was actually easier to be confident after the breakup. But it all depends, like, why you broke up, you know, how your relationship was, how you were before the relationship. There's a lot of factors that go into it. So I would say just taking the time to find yourself, get to know yourself again, because being single versus being in a relationship is an entirely different thing, and I feel like it's an entirely different version of yourself that you're getting to know. So I would say just get to know that version of you, and like what you like to do, how you like to dress. I feel like that's a big part of it. Like, my outfits a lot of the time determine kind of how I'm feeling for the day, because at the end of the day, it's all about you. Especially now that you're single, it's not about that person at all. So take the time for you. But like I said, that answer is going to change for everybody. We're gonna add some color back to my face because I feel like I look really pale. Tips on how to make high school fun. So if you didn't know, I was actually homeschooled. Well, kind of like online schooled actually. I didn't really do like a homeschool program, so I was more just online schooled. I think a lot of people actually don't know that about me, so if you didn't know, there you go. But I feel like it's all about what you make it, you know? Like, obviously people's high school experiences can be entirely different. For some people, high school is their favorite time of their life. For some people, it's the lowest point in their life. And it definitely depends on, you know, like what you have going on, what you make of it. Maybe it won't be the best time of your life, but you can make something good out of it, whether it's the friends that you make or the things that you try or what you accomplish, you know what I mean? Like, it's kind of, it really is like a what you make it situation. It's really such a time for like growing as a person, I feel like, and learning about yourself, because it's truly like everyone else is doing the same thing, you know what I mean? So you'll never be alone in that situation. That's why I vlogged most of my high school years when I started my YouTube channel. Most of my high school experience, because I feel like that was me making the most of it, because I was online school and I feel like I missed out on a lot of stuff. So I was like, what can I do to make this more fun? And I started a YouTube channel. Look where I am now. Like, I love it so much. The next one I feel like somewhat ties into the last 2 questions, which is qualities to look for in a friend. I honestly love this question because I feel like for the longest time I had a hard time distinguishing what's a good friend and what's not. So I would say some qualities to look for is they should definitely put in some effort into the friendship. You should never be putting yourself through a one-sided friendship because you deserve so much better than that, and clearly that person doesn't care to spend time with you. I know it sounds a little harsh, but like they should care about you and spend time with you. Also, they should be a half giver, half taker. Some people just like to take, especially if you're a really nice, genuine person. They like to use up all of your energy, all of your time, and that is just a taker. You want someone who's going to give and take, because don't get me wrong, like people deserve to feel your love, to feel your energy, so they have to take a little bit. That's how friendships work. But they should also be giving. What are they giving you in a friendship? And I don't mean like literally giving you like gifts. I mean like what are they giving you? Motivation, to feel better about yourself, to feel happy, to feel loved. You know, they have to give something back to you. And I feel like that's something that took me a long time to learn about a friendship, is it is a two-way street. That's in our generation's idea of love. I think it sucks, point blank, because I think people do not grasp the concept of what it's actually like to be in love. I feel like we're in such a generation of Snapchat and hookup culture and partying and like high body counts and stuff, and it's just like that's not what I'm looking for. Like, I want like a nice, like genuine idea of love. Like for me, falling in love is not going to be done over Snapchat. I'm not going to be Snapchatting someone and fall in love with them, because for me that's just not how it works. The people that think it's okay to sleep with other people while they're in a relationship is wild to me, because I know for a fact that there are so many of those people out there, and I'm like, what the heck is wrong with you? Because no, that's wrong in so many ways. You're in a relationship and you're sleeping with other people. I could talk about that for hours. If you didn't know, I have a podcast, by the way, called Trina Talks, where I just talk a ton. I've talked about that a little bit, and I just think it's like such a interesting topic that I could really dive deep into. But we're gonna move on to the next question, because otherwise we will be here forever. Have you ever been ghosted by a guy? I have, but it was only one guy who, when I was talking with him, was bragging about how many girls he had ghosted. So clearly I was not the only one, and clearly he just thinks that's fun, which is, again, crazy to me, because not okay, and nobody deserves that. So this next one is like a little more like geared towards me personally, but someone asked, what made you decide to go back to dance again? So if you didn't know, like I said, I am a junior in college, and my freshman year I signed with my school's dance team. I quit after like 2 weeks of being on the team because it just wasn't for me. I kind of always missed it, but I didn't really like our coach, to be honest. Like we just were not in the same place mentally when it came to dance, and so I always said if we got a different coach that I would try out again for the team. Well, this summer we did get a different coach, and I tried out for the team, and I'm so excited because I got accepted to be back on the team, and it's gonna be a really fun time. I'm gonna be vlogging it all, so it's gonna be fun. But basically, yeah, it was just like the switch of a coach, and I also feel like I was in an entirely different place mentally, like a better place to be on a team. How do you not care what people think of you? That is something that is like half like what I grew up with and half something I had to learn. I feel like I always had like a little bit of that mentality, but more like it was like a fake it till you make it type of thing, because I feel like most of the time I didn't actually feel like that. I definitely did care what people thought of me, and I still do sometimes. Like when I go out and I see people I know, and sometimes I'm like, oh, I wonder what they think of me, but then I'm like, why does it really matter? You know what I mean? Like one day we're all gonna die. That sounds dark, but honestly, we're all gonna die, and who cares? Who cares how you spend your life except you? You know what I mean? Like, if you're happy wearing what you're wearing, doing what you're doing, I don't know, whatever it is, then that's what matters, because those people's opinions are not gonna matter at the end of the day. It's literally your life, your opinions that matter. Have you ever had a stalker? I have. I've technically had 2. I had one that was like an online stalker, and like they were impersonating my accounts and stuff, and I had to like do a whole police report on them and everything. That went on for like about 2 years actually. Like they left and then they came back. That was a whole crazy thing. I could do a whole story time on that. And I also had one at school. He wasn't like a full-on stalker, but definitely like a little bit, and just basically like take pictures of me around campus. A little weird. The last and final question is thoughts on getting married young. I would say honestly, like it's not a bad thing if you're in the right place. I personally would not do it. Like I'm about to be 20, and obviously I'm not married yet, and I've not found someone that I would get married to, so I feel like, you know, I can't relate. But I feel like if you know that you've met the right person, and I think you should know when you have, at least that's what people tell me, I wouldn't know, then I feel like it could be good, you know? But I would say, like, don't feel the pressure to rush into anything. I feel like sometimes our generation feels that. Alright, I'm gonna apply my lip gloss, and then I'm done getting ready. Alright, now I'm done getting ready, so that's gonna be it for my little girlies meet. Hope you guys liked it. If you have any videos that you want to see from me, let me know in the comments, because like I said, I'm trying to keep it different between the vlogs and other videos. But I will see you guys in the next video. Love you!